evening, everybody, and welcome to Tea Time with Miss Liz. That's right, it's tea time. I've been away for a few days, but I'm back. And tonight I'm joined with one of my amazing Unstoppable Gem sisters, Halliburton, right? Halliburton?
Halliburton.
So I'm joined with my amazing sister here, and I wanted to bring her on so that she could share all the amazing things that she's doing as well and share her story and her journey on how she got to be an unstoppable gem. And Shar, the stage is all yours, so take it away, sister.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Elizabeth, for having me on your podcast, Tea Time with Miss Liz. I appreciate it. And so, a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Queashar Halliburton. My name is actually Queashar Halliburton, but I go by Shar. And I became an author officially in 2018. And the reason why I was a part of this great project, Unstoppable Gems, was because I was reading a post on Dr. Carmen's page, and it was just talking about this project and how the project was for women, and it was going to launch during Women's History Month. And I just was drawn to the topic about, how we've overcome our odds and things like that. So I reached out to Charlotte Howard, and, I had the opportunity to be a part of that project. Now, my chapter in Unstoppable Gems is called Flying Fearless. And in my chapter, I talked about just how I let fear control my life and how fear was such a big part that I had so many things that I wanted to do. Namely, become an author was one of the things that I wanted to do, amongst other things. And the last few years, how I've just pushed past all the fear so that I can start following the goals and dreams that I had in my life. And I share a story about a vacation that I had. Actually, it's been 3 years ago this month in Vegas, and how I took a chance and I went zip lining. Now, I'm kind of really guarded. And that experience just changed my life because it was just scary because I'm afraid of heights. And so we were going zip lining. So there were two options. One option was you can sit down and go across the Fremont style. And then the other one was like you would fly Superman style. And so we were marching up the stairs to go flying. And I thought we were doing the easy one, the one that you were, in a seat going straight across. But no, we weren't doing that when we were doing the flying. And I was like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into?
Like I said to you, I give you all the power, sister, because I'd be like, nope, I'm staying on the ground.
Right. But then I start reading the signs, and it says, if you have high blood pressure, then you may not want to do this. They start saying you had to be this height, this weight. And I would start looking at stuff like, am I making a good decision here? So at that moment, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. So I decided to go for it, and it changed my life. Experience was I had so much adrenaline after that. And it was just an experience that changed my life forever. And so that's why I called my chapter Flying Fearless, because that day after I did that, it just, did something for me and just gave me just motivation to do other things that, sometimes we're scared to do certain things. But, once you start doing things that you're scared of, it'll open up your, how do I say that? It just gives you the strength and the ability to move forward and do the other things that makes you scared.
Yeah, and I think that's what we've all learned from Unstoppable Gems, right? Our journey is just beginning. Like, pay attention, because Unstoppable Gems has got a lot of amazing things coming forward, everyone. So pay attention. So Shar, you've also written in 2 other books, I believe, right? That you've written by yourself, right?
Actually, yes, I wrote 2 books by myself. The first book was Everything They Didn't Tell You About Procrastination. And so when I talk about my books, you're going to see that there's a theme here: fear, procrastination, emotional stumbling blocks, self-sabotaging behaviors. Those things were very a part of my life. It was a part of me because, like I said, I was so guarded. So the first book was Everything They Wouldn't Tell You About Procrastination. And then the second book was Skyrocket Your Success. Now, Everything They Didn't Tell You About Procrastination came about because when I was writing the book Skyrocket Your Success, I did a success study. And in my study, I asked, what are the things that are stopping you from following your goals and dreams? And the number one thing that people said was procrastination.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, procrastination. 43% of people stated that procrastination was stopping them from following their goals and dreams. There were some other, let me see, I'm pulling up the research right now.
That's a high rate, 43%.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It shows us how guarded we are as people, right?
Right. Exactly. Let's see here.
So did you do like a research with a bunch of people, Shar, for the book? Or
well, what I did was I did a Survey Monkey survey.
Oh.
And I had 6 questions. And I just asked people, first of all, I asked people to define success. What does success mean to them?
Okay.
And so of course we got various answers for that. I'm just going to read some of the answers here. Okay, so what is your definition of success? And 84% of people responded and said success is the achievement of a goal. Approximately 34% of people surveyed believe that leaving your 9 to 5 to pursue your dream full time means that you're successful. And now 25% of people also believe that success was defined in other ways, such as the ability to live comfortably without debt and also in a secure place for growth. Somebody else said to have my own business, being happy doing what you love, completing a goal, creating a sustainable foundation of wealth, being happy on your own terms. Also, a part of success is helping others to succeed. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Discovering and walking into your purpose and seeing the results that you work for, achievement of a goal, daily progress towards a goal, living a happy life and living out God's purpose for your life, finding contentment, having a happy, loving family. So as you hear these definitions, people define success in so many different ways. You know, a lot of people think about, when you think about success, some people thinking about just money, but
Yep.
There are so many other definitions of success. The definition of success is personal. You know, like what would make me feel like I'm successful may be different from what you feel, you know, will make you successful. And it was just really, really interesting just to hear about what people thought success was to them and how these personal definitions become maps, guiding maps for us to find our purpose in life.
Yeah, for me, for success, it's achieving my goals. Like if I achieve my weight goal, then I'm successful at that, right?
Right.
It's like you said, it's personal, right? It's not all about money success. And like writing in a book and becoming an author, that's another success, you know, and we need to be proud of all of the things we've done. Like, you know, own it.
Right,
You know?
exactly. And be proud of every step of the way. Sometimes we think that we have to wait until the end of something to celebrate. But no, I believe you should celebrate success every step of the way, because, you know, it takes time and effort for you to accomplish your goals. And as you accomplish those goals, keep celebrating. And as you celebrate, it gives you something, you know, to be excited for. Because once I finish this, I'm going to celebrate, you know, and it doesn't have to be something grand to celebrate. You can celebrate by just, you know, taking yourself to see a movie, or, you know, getting that pair of shoes that you wanted. It doesn't have to be anything grand like a vacation. A vacation is a good way to celebrate, but I'm just saying you can pick little things, you know, to celebrate as you go along your way.
Me, it's always a happy dance. When I achieve something, it's a happy dance. Like I do like a little chicken dance, and I'm like, oh, this is my celebration, right? And then throwing a margarita, like I've been saying on Facebook, right? I miss my friends and margaritas, right? So
yeah.
So with book 1 came book 2, right?
So actually, okay, so I was in the process of writing this book, Skyrocket Your Success, and that's where everything they wouldn't tell you about procrastination was born. And in that book, I talk about 9 ways to kick procrastination. And as a freebie, I have, if anybody that's listening to this, have a problem with procrastination, all you have to do is go to, and I'll put it in the comments later on, bit.ly/walking out of procrastination. And so I just share 9, tips to, get out of our own way, in the process of accomplishing our goals and dreams.
So that's cool. Yeah, after the show, once we're done, I'll get you to put all of that stuff in. So if anybody is interested in getting any of your books, Char, then they can reach out and get, and our hard copies are coming in soon with the Unstoppable Gems. So if you'd like an autograph one from Char, she can send it to me if people in Cornwall would like it, and I can sign it, and then you'll have like 2 authors who have signed the book. So there's ways of us all getting you an amazing book. The Unstoppable Gems is an easy read. It's very flowing. Charlotte and Carmen did an awesome job with the stories. Like, it flows really nice.
Yes.
Now, Char, you're in Michigan, I believe, right?
Yes, I'm in Michigan. Mm-hmm.
So how are you dealing with everything that's going on in Michigan? Like, how are are stores closed over there as well? Are you guys on lockdown? What's going on over there?
Well, I heard something on the news recently. They're supposed to be doing a curfew from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. But basically, they're just saying stay in. And that's what I've been doing, staying in the house. We went to the store about 2 weeks ago. Every 2 weeks, we're going to the grocery store. But other than that, I'm staying in. And I just can't believe some people are still out there in the parks playing basketball. And
it's crazy,
I
right?
I don't understand.
The longer they stay and play, the longer it's going to be for all of us. Like, they don't understand how just one party or one game is affecting so many people's lives, right?
Right, because some people can be exposed to the coronavirus, but they may not actually have the symptoms. They may not get sick, but then they can pass it on to somebody who has a compromised immune system. Yeah. So it's just so important for people to just listen. Like, I don't understand why people just can't sit down for a minute, Yeah,
it's like I tell my kids all the time, every day. I at least one of my oldest, I tell her every day, you guys always say, oh, I wish I didn't have to go to work today. Oh, I wish I didn't have to get up and make the kids lunches and send them off to school. Well, you know what? You got your wish. So enjoy it. Stay home. Right.
You know what? I'm really enjoying this time because I have been on the go for so much these last couple of years, nonstop. And so this gives me time to kind of sit and relax, even though I'm working my 9 to 5 as an insurance agent. And at times that job can be very, challenging, but as I'm still working that job during the day from 9 to 5. And afterwards, I use that time to, work on my books, work on my publishing. So I'm still staying active. And, at night when I'm working on my publishing things, I'm working on different projects, I'm using the time wisely, basically, is what I'm saying, because when are we going to find time like this ever in history? When are we going to have time to just, sit at home and have this extra time to take care of business? When are we going to have that time again?
And this time is a good time to write another book.
Yes. I've got so many open projects that I'm working on. I've got my first, it's a novella because it's under 20,000 words, but I'm working on that. And my novella is going to talk about some of the things that I talk about in my books. I'm very excited to get that out because it's about a young woman and her family, and she just, going through the struggles, dating and going through the career path. And, it's, a very good book, I believe. And I'm excited to get that finished. I'm kind of close to finishing it. It's going to be a family series, so it's going to be a continuation, but I should have that done before the summer is out. So I'm excited about that project.
Oh, that's cool. So since we're on tea time, Char, is there any special memories you have of tea?
Special memories that I have of tea. I've always favored tea over coffee.
Good. I love when my guests say that. I'm not knocking my coffee drinkers out there, but I'm just saying, It is tea time.
Right. Like I've always favored tea over coffee, but every now and then I do get a taste for coffee on Saturday morning, and I have to go get my Tim Hortons hazelnut coffee. So every now and then I do have my coffee, but tea is something that I can drink every day. And like right now, I'm drinking a mint tea with lemon. I usually drink this mint tea with lime and honey. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm drinking a peppermint tea with my fancy dancy cup here because I think we think we need a little smile, right? And I'm drinking peppermint vanilla tea. So
interesting combination.
Yeah, I've got all different kind of teas in this house. Like if somebody would ask me, "Do you have that tea?" If I don't have it, I can make it. I can find it. Like so.
Oh wow.
So do you do tea time with your children, Char?
No, actually, I don't have any children.
Oh.
So when I say I don't do it with my children, then I don't. I guess I could have an imaginary tea time with children.
There you go, right? You never know.
Unfortunately, I don't have any, but if I did have a little girl, I would definitely have tea time with her.
Yeah.
I definitely would have tea time with her.
So did you ever have tea time with grandma or mom or anything growing up?
Probably my mom, talking about maybe like in the summertime, talking about the future. I remember having tea time with my mom. Yeah. Growing up. Yep. She favored tea as well over coffee.
Yeah. So was it like just a simple gray tea, like with sugar and milk, like the old English tea?
I would just say a simple tea with just sugar and lemon sometimes. Yep. Nothing fancy.
That's the way I like it. I like it with lemon and sugar. I'm not big on cream teas. Another kind of tea that I like drinking is black tea with butter.
Butter?
Butter.
Wow.
Just a little teaspoon of butter. It makes it nice and silky. It's not a tea that you want to drink often, but it's a nice smooth tea. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to try that. Black tea with butter.
Yeah, just a tip of a teaspoon. You don't want like a whole spoon of butter, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that. But I love tea with honey. I've had like this raspberry tea. One of my coworkers would have some tea. It was like a raspberry, and it was another flavor mixed up in with that, but it was very good. But I like just regular tea with lemon and honey. And then like the mint tea, I like that with lime.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Mm-hmm.
So do you prefer the lemon or the lime?
I think lemon more than lime, but the lime, I like it with the mint tea because it gives it a special, little zing. But for the most part, I think I prefer lemon over lime. Yes.
Well, there you go, guys. You've heard it from Char. Lemon over lime.
The important thing about tea, huh?
There you go, right? And I need to read up on my sisters a little bit more so I know who has kids and who doesn't, right?
I'm sorry. The recording went out a little bit. What did you say? Could you repeat that?
Can you hear me now, Char?
I can, but it's fuzzy a little bit.
No.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you good.
Okay, great. I can hear you better now.
Oh, it's this wire. It's all this technology, right?
Yeah.
So I was saying I need to get to know my sisters a little bit better so I know who has kids and who doesn't have kids, right?
Right. So, so I don't have any kids. I wish I did, but I don't. So yeah, maybe and I'm still not married too. So maybe I'll marry someone with kids.
There we go, right?
Yeah. Right.
So is there anything you'd like to share about your Unstoppable Gem story?
Anything I'd like to share about my Unstoppable Gem story? Well, I am working on a master class for my Unstoppable Gems story, and it's going to be surrounded around getting rid of fear. Hopefully I'll have it done sometime within the next couple of months, but I just want to spread that different ways to overcome fear, because fear basically stops us from accomplishing the goals and dreams. And I believe my target audience is professional women that have, been working their 9-to-5 job and they have other goals and dreams, but they're just too afraid to step out and, start accomplishing those goals because they don't know what to do. First of all, they don't know what to do. And I just want to give them that motivation, to just do, step by step, start doing some of the things that they want to accomplish in life because, tomorrow's not promised to us. And the reason why God has given us a lot of goals and, wants for us to accomplish those goals and dreams is because we're going to help somebody else. Yeah. So I think it's so important for us to get out of our own way emotionally, get those emotional stumbling blocks out of the way so that we can start accomplishing our goals and dreams and help somebody else. So I'm working on that too. I'm also working on a course for my Skyrocket Your Success book. And hopefully that'll be launching sometime next month. So I've got a lot of projects that I'm trying to complete. And this time is helping me, finish a lot of these projects.
So are you doing a lot of you're doing work from home, right?
Yes. Work from home. Yep. Work from home. Mm-hmm.
So a lot of video calls and conference calls and.
Yes. A lot of video calls, conference calls. I feel like I'm more busy lately these last couple of weeks, doing a lot of conference calls and, Zoom video chat, things like that. Yeah. And it's good that we have that, availability to do that, online so that we can continue working, even though we can't, do the networking or the conferences in person, we have the ability to do that online now. And that's good. So you can keep on going. You can keep on going and keep on working and accomplishing your goals.
It's true, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, like the last few weeks, it's been like an up and down, right? Some days are really busy, some days are really slow, and then other days it's like, what's going on, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what message would you like to give all the viewers that are watching?
I like to let other viewers that are watching to know that if you have, dreams deep down inside that you want to accomplish, in the beginning, it's going to be, scary a little bit. But I want you to just push past all of those things and just start accomplishing your goals. And don't think that it's just you that's scared to accomplish goals. There are a lot of people that are scared to accomplish their goals. I was just reading an article not too long ago in Rolling Out magazine, and Missy Elliott was saying how she was scared to do her second album because she was scared that she wasn't going to top her first album. Oh, wow. So just knowing that, other people that are successful are still dealing with fear, but they're not letting that stop them. Yeah. So just know that whatever it is that you're supposed to accomplish, I think fear is there to kind of impede our progress, to kind of stop us. But if we just push a little bit beyond that and, start doing the things that we're scared to do, and that'll give us the courage to, do other things. And another thing too, if there's something that you want to accomplish, find people that are doing the same thing that you want to do, and the people that are successful at it. Find them and start, building relationships with them, networking with them, so that you can, so they become a mentor to you. Yeah. Because throughout this process, I've had a lot of mentors, a lot of people that have helped me to get where, to the place that I am now, with the self-publishing process. I've had, mentors helping me. Even I do have a publishing company, and I'm steadily building the publishing company. And I had, mentors to help me, set up the processes with my company. So it's not, don't be afraid to get help when you need help, because so many times we are just like stumbling over certain projects because we don't know what to do. Reach out for help. Find somebody that's doing exactly what you're doing. And an easy way to do that is you can even search Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and just, search it and find people that are in your area, that are near you. And they don't necessarily have to be in your area, because if you have internet capability, you can, do virtual trainings and things like that. And a lot of people have courses and things online. So reach out to somebody to help you, and just don't feel stuck. Just don't stay in that position of feeling stuck. Just know that there's help out there for you, to accomplish your goals and dreams.
Boy, do you ever sound like an unstoppable gem. Get out of the way, right? I'm coming.
Unstoppable. I feel unstoppable. I'm not, I'm not letting anything stop me like I did before. I don't know if it was, now if it's maturity or if it's just that, a lot of times it's just that I got tired of myself. I got tired of, feeling depressed because I felt like I just was not accomplishing the goals that I wanted to accomplish. I just felt empty and felt like something was missing, until I had to get myself out of that rut. I felt depressed because I'm like, why am I feeling stuck? But if you don't do anything, you could just stay in that position for years and years. And that's where I was feeling, stuck in that position. I had, my 9-to-5 job as an insurance agent. This year is 20 years that I've been a licensed insurance agent. So I've had success, being an insurance agent, but I still had a push to do more. When I was growing up, like in high school, middle school, I've always wanted to write, always loved to write. And I used to write for my high school newspaper. And when I got to college, I used to do a lot of research papers and things like that. And then when I graduated from college, I started to work in the public relations field. And once I got in to the public relations field, got comfortable, I got laid off. And when I got laid off, that kind of shook my confidence. And, for the longest time, I stopped writing. But I will always get that nudge to, start writing again. And in 2008, I said, you know what, I'm going to start writing. So I started to write the book that I'm going to come out with in the summer, the novella. I started to write. And then I started overthinking, like, is this good? And I started thinking, like, I would talk myself out of it. And then so I would put it on hold. And then there was a little part in my book where it was the Department of Health was in my book. And every time I would pass that Department of Health, it was near me. Every time I would pass it, something would tell me, Shar, finish your book. It would just be a reminder to finish my book. And I'm like, I got to finish my book. So, I just got tired of just saying, I'm going to do this, got tired of procrastinating, and then I was seeing people around me, people were getting sick, people were dying. And, I was thinking like, you know what, I don't want to live this life and not accomplish my goals and dreams, because again, you accomplishing your goals and dreams is going to help somebody else. Because I've had many people tell me that my book, Skyrocket Your Success, has really touched them and motivated them to, stop putting those things on a back burner and just move forward and start accomplishing those goals and dreams. And that's my why, because I want people who are feeling like me, feeling that emptiness and feeling like that need to, move forward, but they were scared to. Yeah. I want to just be that person to motivate and inspire someone to go ahead and just, accomplish their goals.
Well, that's good. So if anybody would like to reach you, Shar, where could they reach you? Where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram. That's my favorite social media channel, Instagram, at Q like Queashar. So Q like Queen, D like Detroit Publishing, QD Publishing. You can reach me there. On Facebook, QD Publishing, and Twitter, QD Publishing.
And she will share all of that once the show is done in the comments. And she will share the links for her books and the nice, beautiful link of Unstoppable Gems that we co-authored in together. So this is how I've met Shar. I am an Unstoppable Gems sister along with Shar, and we have been connected. Now, how we got connected, I'm not sure, but the universe is putting us all together for a reason, right, Shar?
Yes, I have an international friend, Elizabeth.
Yeah, so she's in Michigan, and I'm in Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. So see, amazing things do happen when you're not procrastinating.
Yes, exactly. But you know what? The funny thing is, when I had submitted my chapter for Unstoppable Gems, now I found out about the project 2 weeks before it was due. And I started to write it, I started to, write my chapter. But the last day I was sick, I had the flu. And I was like, oh my God, I had to pull myself out of the bed to finish writing that chapter. And I felt like, what if I didn't do this? Like, can I push myself? And I got up and I pushed myself to finish that chapter because I felt like this was something that I needed to do. Yep. So I pushed myself out of the bed when I was sick, and I was up there typing on the computer to finish. I thank God.
Yes, because there are deadlines, right? When you write in a book, there are deadlines.
Yes. And I said I was going to make that deadline. I think it was like about 10 o'clock. I was still typing like, I'm going to get this chapter in. This is something that I'm meant to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, oh, I don't know. But it got done, right?
It got done.
And we were #1 bestseller. So we did our part. So now everybody has to do their parts and get a copy.
Yes. And so my copies should be here within a few days, because I got notice, I believe it was Tuesday, that my books were being shipped to me. So I should have those in the next few days. So I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness.
Get my copies in my hand.
It's completely different when you hold your book. Like when you hold what you've written, it is an amazing feeling. Like when I held my first book, when I wrote in Sacred Hearts, when I opened that box, I cried. I was like, oh my God, like this is in print. This is all over. This is worldwide. There's no turning it back now and saying, don't read it.
Right. I remember when I first got my book in my hands, I was like, oh my God, I cried. This Skyrocket Your Success. This was a labor of love. It took me about a year and a half, because I was doing that research.
Yeah.
And it took me about a year and a half to get that book out. But when I held it in my hands, I cried like, oh my God, because I put a lot of work into it, and I'm like, oh, when you can see the work of your hand, the work that that you've actually accomplished in your hands,
yep.
it changes your life.
Yep, it does. It really is a feeling that's hard to explain to anybody unless you do it and you don't know that feeling. And it's an amazing, like I was scared, but it was a happy scare.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, oh my God, I did this. I really did this. Like, and my daughter told me, my youngest, she's like, Mom, it's published now. It's out there. So
yeah, you are building your legacy. When you write a book, you are building your legacy. So this will always be here. When you're gone, your book, you're building a legacy for your family. So it's always going to be here. When somebody passes on, if you write a book, your words are still going to be here to motivate and inspire somebody else.
Yeah. And I like that we wrote in anthologies, right? Because we shared our personal stories. And it was stories of us overcoming our hardships and giving others hope, right? And that's what I like about my story is I took my pain and I turned it into something amazing, right? Just like you took your story and turned it into an amazing. And you went ziplining. Like I'm still high five, sister, but I'd be at the ground and saying, hi.
You know what? For real, when I finished doing that, I felt like, yes, I felt like I could do anything. Like, just those little things that scare us. When you start accomplishing those goals that you want to accomplish that scares you, it makes you more powerful, and it builds you up. It builds up your confidence, so that anything that, and I'm not going to lie, every now and then I still get fearful, even when I come on and talk online or, have to go speak somewhere, I still get scared. But once I get going, I'm good. And I think it's a good thing because it kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone, and it just makes you feel powerful. Like I can do this, I
was like that when I flew for the first time because I've never flown. I'm scared of heights, terrified of heights. Just to go up some stairs, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do these stairs, right? But when I flew the first time, my boyfriend dropped me off, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait maybe an hour or so, and then I'll call him and say I missed a plane. Like I didn't want to do it, and I was like, you know what? No, I got to do this. I just got to do it. And now I want to fly all the time. Like I want to get in the plane. Let's go. Like,
right. Yeah. Flying was scary for me too. But I said, I got to get somewhere else. And I know I'm not driving for a long distance. So let me get on this plane. Let me pray and get on this plane.
So how was your first experience when you were flying?
Now, my first experience, I really don't remember it because I was like, I think 3. But when I became an adult, I was probably about 2021 when I flew for the second time. And so I just, was like, okay, I'm scared, but I got on. I just got on and just said, okay. And I remember on a ride on a flight home, there was a lot of turbulence and I was so tired. And my friend was like, Shar, you better wake up. There's a lot of turbulence. I'm like, I already prayed. I'm okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, it was scary, but I said, I got to do this, Yeah. So I just prayed it and I just did it. And I thank God that I made it home safely.
Yeah, I was, as soon as coming down, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I was like taking pictures. And the first time I took a plane, the person that sat beside me was somebody in the Army, and he had a parachute. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. I'm already scared. He's got a parachute. What? And then he's playing with the air, and I'm like, are you supposed to be doing that? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, do you want some? And I was like, sure. He's like, do you want more? I'm going, give it all to me if you want. Like, I didn't know anything about it. I was like a little kid in a candy store. Oh, we can do this. Oh, we can do that. And then when they came with the drinks, I was like, oh, we can have a drink.
And then, you know how when you get on the plane and they say that those people sitting in those certain areas, you are the main person to, what do they call it? They're like certain positions that you sit in the airplane. You're supposed to be the first person to, like, if you have to jump, you're supposed to be the first person, the ones that are on the end, however the positioning is. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm not sitting there. It gets to be scary, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? The journey that we take and what we put ourselves through, right? But now I want to play all the time.
Yeah,
and
I love playing.
And I can't wait for like us all to get together, like all the Unstoppable Gems get together and just do our thing, right?
Right. Can't wait.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for joining me tonight, Shar, and thank you for sharing so much with your amazing books. And keep up the good work. Get writing some more, and thank you for sharing your tea time and all your incredible stories. And Shar will share all of her information in the comments. So after the show, if you guys would like to check her out, go ahead and check her out. And until then, thank you all for joining me, and we will make a difference one cup at a time. Thank you, guys.